Hey, this is Mukul Verma, founder of Mukul Apps, and I want to say thank you very much for downloading Translator Currency Converter Pro. In this video, I'm just going to take you through exactly how to use the app and get the most of it. So spending just a few minutes now, maybe 10, 15 minutes through this is going to make this app 1,000 times more powerful for you, just because you'll understand how to set everything up and how all the features work and everything. So we're just going to go through everything in one video. On this. So, okay. So first thing to do is, I'm assuming by now you've actually downloaded the app. You've gone through the instructions to set up the app. If you haven't, for the translator, you don't need to do anything. For the currency converter, there's a couple things you need to do. First, you cannot use two translators at the same time or two currency converters at the same time. So if you have another currency converter, do disable it. Because if you use it at the same time, it will just mess up the app. And that goes with all currency converters out there. But you can use a translator with our currency converter and a currency converter with our translator if you want. But we've built what we believe is the best transition currency converter on the market. We're actually the only single menu unlimited one currently as this video is being filmed. That will change in time. So first step is just disable everything. Second step is to add this here. This is in your instructions screen. I won't go to it in detail here, but pretty much you just need to add that in there. Okay, so now you've done that. You've got everything in. A couple things to display here. Right now it shows bad looking, and I did that on purpose because I want to make sure it's good looking, and we'll get to that. Translator and currency converter was on the Shopify Store. So if I want to enable that I only have the currency converter, I can always just disable the translator right there. And it'll just show up as a single menu. And the same is true for the opposite. For this video, I'm going to assume that you're using both, and we'll just go through the process of using both. That way we can cover all the features, right? So it shows up as just a translator and no currency. Okay, so once you figure out if you want to use one or both, next thing would be to figure out the menu placement on it. It's really important for us that we want to help you increase your sales, right? So basically that's done through making it look better, that making it more native to the person that's coming. So if you have traffic coming from other countries, right, that we're speaking their language, that we're using their currency, right? And I think a big part of that is also how you position it on your website. If you haven't, you can have it in the top scrolling. That may work, may not work. You can have it actually right in the menu here as well. So if you go custom and you put the code right in the menu, you're able to do that as well. So talk to your developer. If you need help with us, we can help you if it's easy. If it's not, we can have a conversation on that as well. But we are here to help you. So as well, or you can put in top right, bottom left, bottom right. The other thing you can do as well is if I put in the top left and I hit static, what happens right now, you see how it scrolls down? It'll actually just stay there. So now you see how it doesn't scroll. And you can do the same thing with the bottom right. I don't recommend the bottom right, but if you do feel it's best for your store, maybe your whole thing is above the fold, your whole page, right? So it'll just stay at the bottom right. So, and then you can also custom code it in as well. And like for example, if I want to put it right here, I can put it right here. I'm going to have to change the size, the fonts to make it all look nice. So we're going to go through all that as well. So you can have it actually custom coded right into your, say, into your menu as well. So there's a lot of different places for placement. But again, think about user experience. We don't want, I don't want it to look like this, or I don't want it to pop up over other things, right? So for this video, we'll just leave it at the top right. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to make it look and feel like your store, right? So we put a lot of settings, and this has come from user feedback on it. So if there's anything we can do better, let us know. Like if we don't know, it's hard for us to improve. So if there's anything you think we could do better, we're always open to recommendations, suggestions on how we can make this app better. And one of the feedbacks that did come back on is to like not have it just like that, more look and feel like a website. So that's where, after you've gone in the menu, you can add the flags, right? So if you want to display or not display flags here, you can do that. Comes the design settings, right? So what I recommend is take what you already have on your website and kind of input that information here. So in this case, green just doesn't make sense, right? So the font text should be black, or let's say just off black to match this, right? And the background menu should be white to match this, right? Because it just doesn't make sense to do that. So I'm going to change the font color. And if you know the font color, like you have a grid here, so you can pretty much choose any color that you want. And I'm going to put the menu to being white. Save. So it's going to go from looking awful to, there you go. So it looks a lot better now. Say in here, in the fact that you're now with the right color, the menu looks better. There are still a few more things that we're going to do. So it still doesn't, we're not there yet. But if you go back to the design menu, next thing you can do is choose the size. So what I would suggest is make it the size that you have your other text here. Right, so we're making it the same size as the other text as well. And the other thing I suggest is you see how this font looks very different than this font. So when you go down here, you have the font size. You can also change the flag sizes as well. So if we wanted to make the flag sizes a bit bigger, we could. You can also change the currency menu and the translation menu size as well. So you see how this opens up? There's a lot of space here. Not good. So let's make this 120 and see how that works. Right, to change the currency menu size. So this is going to become smaller. All right, and you see it's a little bit bigger, so let's actually make it a little bit even smaller. So there you go. So now it matches up, so it actually looks good. I recommend the same thing with the language, but the language I would actually do it match on what you want. So if you did French, you see how it's bigger. So what you think your main language is going to be, just match up the size. So this just, it looks, all of this is a one-time effort. Once you've done it, it's that. There's still one more thing that this is bold, this is not bold, that's not good, and the font styles are too different. So let's go in and change that. So just to summarize, we've gotten the color of the font, the menu, the sizes, and the last thing we're going to do is we're going to change the font style. So what I do is I look for like, you see how your font style has a G like that and the A like that. So let's go in and look for like the G's better there, right? It's not bold. Or see that G is different, so I'm not going to do that. That G is also different. That matches it, but it's a little bit. It could be that one. Yeah, so it needs to be a little bit darker. Close, but let's just keep going. There you go. Yeah, so you see how the fonts are similar on this, that matches it up. It's still lighter gray, so let's actually make it a little bit darker gray. I would actually go with all black, personally. Yeah, let's a little bit. And if you have your font colors, this will be a lot easier for you to do it. And the reason I'm spending time on doing this is because I want you to see that like within not that much time, you can actually get all this set up pretty easily. So there you go. Okay, so now you see the font styles are different, the sizes are the same, so the menus match up nicely. So it all looks good on your store. Right, so now we're ready to say we're ready for the fact that the design is looking good on your store. I'm just going to save it. Now let's get into setting up the translator. So with the translator, you can have it auto detect by location. So this means that the customer will auto detect their local language depending on their location, right? So someone in France will see French, someone in Germany will see German, someone in, say, the UK will see UK English, right? And so on. So Mexico will see Spanish. China will see Chinese, right? So it auto detects location. You can have that turned on or turned off. It's up to you if you want to do that. Then you'll go down in here and you'll choose your languages, right? So you can go down here. If I want to remove all and I want to select all, I can select all the languages. We did keep some of the main languages at the top here. You're welcome to change it. If you want to delete it if you want. Want to feature it, what you can do actually here is there's a feature. So click on feature, and let's say I want to put Arabic at the top. I can put Arabic as my feature language now, so it'll show at the top. So your feature languages always show at the top, and if I want U.S. English to be down here, change it whichever way you want. Hit save. Go back. Let's refresh the page. Arabic is first, right? Then French, Spanish, U.S. English is further down as I did. So all the changes I made, very easy, just shows up right in here. And then the same thing is going to happen with your currency converter. I'll just start on that part. Auto detect is exact same thing, detecting local currency. And then choosing is exact same thing. A couple more features on the currency converter here where so right now it's $10 Canadian. If I want to make it US, it would be $7.47 US or 7.45. Like, so that looks odd. So there's a lot of things we can do here. And I'll just walk you through all those features. So first, choose your different currencies. Same thing, features, same as a translate, where you can choose which features you want. With the currency, you can also manually translate it. So if let's say, for example, the U.S., I want it to be the currency rate to be $2 for every Canadian dollars. So you see currently how it's 7.47 because that's the actual exchange rate. The exchange rates are updated every minute, so it's very accurate. Now that I've changed it to a manual exchange rate of 2 times, it's taking the $10 and making it $20. Move that out. The other thing you can do as well is you can add a padding on it. So let's say, for example, you offer free shipping, but you know that shipping to the States will be more expensive, right? So I'm going to add 10% for the States. So you remember before it was like when we refresh here. So now it's 8.22. Before it was $7 and something cents if I didn't have that padding. But you can also add a percentage in just if you'd like on top of say on top of what the exchange rate is, and that's done for like shipping or if you just want to keep a buffer amount because you're dealing with a different currency and some currencies are a lot more volatile, right? So you can just add a little bit of a padding in there. So now if I took everything out, it's going to go back to the normal 7.47, right? So okay, so you've seen how to say manually change rates. You've seen you can automatically have it. If you have automatic, then everything's just automatic. Manual. And then you've also seen how we can add padding as well. If you don't want to add padding, that's fine. So you can do that for all the currencies manually, so set it up per country. All right, next let's get into the features of the currency part of it. You can show flags. So if you don't want to show the flags, just turn that off. You don't want to show the, I'll do both at the same time. Country code, you can turn that off. Right, so it doesn't have to show any currency. So I recommend to leave the currency code on. Flags is up to you. Other features is we could round it to the whole number. So let's say you want to just round it to the closest number. So right now you see how it says 747. Japanese is 787. Euro is 642. This is a live demo set, by the way. If you did want to see what it is, you could. So now what happens is US will round it from 747 to $7. So if it's below 750 or 749, it'll come down. 750 will go up. Japanese, same thing. So it's all just showing in dollars. So the other feature you can do as well is you can also have it that rounds to a vanity number. So if you want all prices to be rounded up to 99 cents, that can happen as well. So basically when you convert it with the US, you remember how it was 741, it just converts it to 799. And this just makes it look a lot more professional, right? So all your prices kind of round in the same thing instead of just being whatever the actual currency rate is. And we do round it up just to give you that extra buffer. So you can see that so you can do that as well. Turn that off. You can also display both because Shopify does charge in the store owner's currencies or not all currencies. We do have a couple of things to deal with that. One is that we have a custom checkout message, so you can let your customers know on the checkout screen. We also have that you can show both prices in a couple different ways. So here, if I want to show it's $10 Canadian, and then I want to show the translated price, I can show the converted price. I can show the converted price as well. If I want to show it on the cart as well, I can also show it on the cart as well. And the other option is to show it hovering. So that way, if you're limited for space, you still want to show it, it can be done in a way that the euros, and then when they hover over, they'll see 10 Canadian, right? So it's actually showing just when they hover over, so you see both prices. And that's done because sometimes you don't have the space there. Again, want to make it custom for your store. Okay, so we've gone through a bunch of the features on the currency converter just to make the most of it. We've talked about choosing your languages. We've talked about messages. We do include instructions if you need to manually instruct it as well. Don't recommend it. Contact customer support. Anything you need, please reach out to us. We'll do our best to help you. Next is theme integration. So when we do updates on it, we're consistently doing updates on the app. It will not show up on your front end of your store. So it's important that you every once in a while do theme integration because once you do that, it will actually integrate anything new that we've put into it. And this is more for the front end. So the back end features will still show up, but if there's anything that's facing your customers, we kind of take that with a lot of importance, right? That we want to create the best experience. So we won't do that. We try not to do a lot of changes on the front end unless they're necessary. But if you did want to update it, do update it on a regular basis. Next is analytics. We do share analytics on the translate side and on the currency side. So I'll just quickly walk you through what that is. Very useful, I think. When we filmed this video, we're one of the only actually, I think we're the only ones that have this kind of data for our users. So what it does, it'll show you by country, right? Which countries are actually using your, say, which are using your translator. It'll show you by language, what languages are using your translator. And this is important. It will actually show you like how to manually switch. So the reason this is important is because if you're getting a lot of people who are switching from one language to another, maybe that's what you need to do, is feature language or push it up to the top of the menu bar, right? Or maybe you need to look, like for example, we had one customer in Ireland, they don't speak a lot of Irish, they speak English. So people in Ireland are just switching from Irish back to English, right? So you can always just delete Irish from your app store and then it'll just show up if that's what your customers are telling you, right? So that's kind of what this does, is it gives you data on your customers and lets you know what they're actually doing. Um, on the currency side, um, is something similar. It'll tell you the total number of users. It'll tell you currency converted usage by country. It will tell you, say, the usage by currencies, right? So you know what currencies are being used as well. So you know which ones are popular again. So you put the currencies that are more popular at the top, and then also tell you what people are switching as well, right? So if you're switching a lot from one to another currency, maybe you need to put those at top. This again comes to creating a better user experience on it. And then you can also see range of dates as well. And yeah, if you need to contact us, contacts right here. If you need to do the plans, all plans have a 15-day trial. So try it out, all the features on it, and if you like it and it's good for you, great. And if it's not, please do let us know what we could do better on it as well. So I've walked you through, now you know in detail all the features of Translator Currency Converter Pro. Um, you should be an expert on this by now, and it should look nice on your store in order to take the traffic that you have and reach a more global market and increase your sales to do a lot better. All right, if this is useful, do like and subscribe to this video. And please, like, reviews are really important to us. If you're really happy, we really appreciate reviews. If there's things we could do better, we also appreciate feedback, right? That's how we've kind of gotten to where we are right now with the app, right? And it's really important to hear. So if there's anything I can do, thank you very much for using Translator Currency Converter Pro. Please do reach out to me or the team. Have a nice day.